Hello and welcome back. I am going to talk about the syllabus in this video. So I'm hoping this is going to work out. You guys can see everything good. So I'm clicking on to Canvas here. And your portal might look different from mine. Wow, that is a lot of important announcements. So I'm going to click on my class here. If any of you have trouble logging into Canvas, make sure that you call the IT people. I know that some students have trouble accessing this sometimes on their laptop or their desktop. I recommend that you use the Chrome browser. That is really good. One thing that I also recommend is to not depend on the app. If you have an app, the Canvas app, it's very limited. So here is the syllabus. I'm actually going to include Art 17 here. So if you are an Art 7 student, that's great. But if you're listening to this video, you are probably in Art 17 as well. So you are in the intermediate class. And in the normal class setting, we actually have both of the classes, the intermediate and the beginning class, in the same room. So I'm going to treat this class as though we are still in the same room. So here is the syllabus for my class here. Hope that you are able to see some of the information when you signed up for this class. You probably saw a lot of this already, the course catalog description. This course will focus on developing skills in objective, representational, freehand drawing, and various two-dimensional media. So I'm hoping that you are here to draw, that you are going to get something out of this class. Some students, they pick an art class because they feel like, oh yeah, it's a studio class, it's art class, it's gonna be easy. I can just kick back, and you have to still do work, okay? So you have to get to know this stuff, and you'll find that out pretty soon. So here are the required class materials. So I'm actually going to record a separate video for this so that I can show you all of these things. You can always, go to Allard's, tell them that you want to buy materials for my class. They have my list there. So get to know these things. We actually use everything here. It's basically the minimal amount of supplies that you'll be using for this class. Sometimes, students, they'll struggle getting the materials, and that's totally understandable. I was a student too. I went to FCC, and it's tough. You have to balance out work and school and all of that. But at the same time, if you want to make the classes work out for the best, you just have to, do as much as you can to stay up with the pace of your instructor and get the work turned in. So I'll show you guys a separate video on the drawing supplies because I have that. I have all of my materials here at home. I'll just record again another video for that. So check this list out. Let me know if you have any questions because I know it's a lot. One thing that I like to tell my students is ask friends, ask your siblings. If you have an older brother, older sister, I actually got my first drawing supplies from my older brother who took an art class before I did, and he just gave me all of the things that he used before. So ask around first, and then if you don't have that, then I would just suggest going out to buy them. Let's see, if you live close to an art store, that is really good. If you live close to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, what else? Joann's Fabric has a lot. You can buy basically everything there. If you want to venture out to Fresno, Allard's is a local store, and we get a discount and all that. But if you buy from a department store, you can get discounts there also. You just have to look online. There's a lot of like 40% coupons, things like that. So do what you can, do the best that you can. I put a star next to the items that I feel are needed first, so try to get those first. Okay, so again, I'll show you guys another video of the drawing supplies a bit later. So I'm going to scroll down here. So you'll see there's a link to the Allard's art supply there. Hopefully that is useful. So here is the recommended textbook. So you're probably wondering, it's a drawing class. Why do I need a textbook? Well, I actually base my class off of this here. I try to organize it based off of something that students can use even when they're not in class. So say that you do have the textbook, you can use that as a resource to look up certain things, to practice certain things. If you buy this book, it also has a sketchbook in it as well. So you can actually do a lot of your assignments on there. Not the bigger projects, but you can do a lot of the studies. So this book here is called A Sketch and Textbook, 2nd edition by Lazari. ISBN and all of that is right there. So what else about the textbook? I actually do my quizzes on Canvas based off of the textbook. So if you want to do well on the quizzes, I would recommend getting the textbook. You can totally do fine and still pass the class if you do okay on the quizzes, but if you want to do really well, I would suggest getting the textbook, okay? So the course objectives: observe and accurately render 3-dimensional objects on a 2D surface. So you are going to draw from observation. A lot of people, they know how to draw already, and they actually draw from photographs, which is fine. It's very different, to be honest. It's not the same. So to draw from observation is a totally different skill. If you are going to draw from a photograph, there's something that is inherently lost. It's not, it can't turn out to be a bad drawing, but there's something that makes still life drawing or observational drawings a little bit more, a little bit stronger than trying to copy a photograph. So we try to draw from observation. It's a very traditional, classical skill. I hope that you guys can learn all of this. So we are going to, what else? Learn a lot about the basic principles of design. Also space, use a variety of lines and mark making and drawing, organize spaces and objects within a drawing according to basic principles of design and composition. So there's a lot of depth when it comes to drawing. It's not really just, making lines, going dark to light and all that. It's very, there's a lot to learn. So develop expressive content through manipulation of line, form, value, and composition. So you will get a chance to develop your own subject matter. You can be expressive as you like. Some students, they like to play it safe, and I feel like a lot of our students are that way. They draw to be safe and to do what the teacher wants, or to try to do what they feel other students want. But there's a time and place for things like that. I always encourage people to be a little bit more on the expressive side. Try to push yourself, push your creative ability. So what else? We're going to do critiques in class. So whenever students are submitting work and whenever you guys are giving feedback, I want you to try to use as much terminology as you can. Try to use a terminology that I use in class in your own critique. That way I feel that you are getting these terminologies down.
Lola, are you done now?
No, I'm not. I'm still recording, Max.
Okay.
Go. Close my door, please. And so, what else? Examine and describe historical and contemporary developments trends, materials, and approaches in drawing. So I tried to talk about some of the past artists that maybe you've heard about. It's interesting to see how these artists approach the things that we'll be doing. So look forward to that. These are the examples of the different assignments. There are these handouts, or actually I put them on Canvas in the modules for you guys to read. So there is a lot of reading to do there. Periodicals, every now and then I'll post, I'll post an article about something happening in art, but I don't do that much, to be honest. So let's see, textbooks are available in the library. Okay, so these things are more important in the regular class, the regular face-to-face class. Maybe some of you can go to the library. I'm not really sure about that. We should look into it. Are students allowed to go to the library during this time? I should find out. So if you find out, let me know if you know the answer to that. So it's your writing. So I'm actually going to ask for students to do a little bit of writing in this course, especially with the critiques. So also the gallery report. I'll talk a little bit about that later. And so more information about the homework and the assignments, get to know these things here, critical thinking. Again, I'm going to ask you to type a lot of your feedback. This is how we get better in drawing. This is how we learn what we're doing good and what we are doing bad. We have other classmates give us feedback. So be ready to share the way you feel about your drawing and so on. So here is my contact information. My email address is here. Office hours and best times to reach me: Tuesday, Thursday, 1 through 4 p.m. So I actually have this class scheduled for my regular face-to-face class. If we were to meet in class on a regular semester, it would be during this time, Tuesday, Thursday, 1 through 4 p.m. So I actually dedicate that time slot to this class. I can receive email anytime, but I try to hold off on it until this window, because I'm actually teaching 7 classes this semester, and it's a lot. So I had to try to dedicate these time slots. Back then, I used to just it was very easy for me to get a hold of in terms of whenever my students needed help. But now I had to try to organize my time. Not only am I teaching 7 classes, but also doing online learning for my son. And for those of you who have family at home, if you guys have kids, you probably understand that. It's really tough. It's really tough to balance that out, especially when they can't go to school, so they have to stay home, and you have to see if they're getting getting whatever their teacher's talking about on their Zoom conferences. So yeah, I had to divide my time. So whenever you get a hold of me, it'll take me up to 24 hours to respond. I try to respond right away if it's with this time frame. So again, Tuesday, Thursday is probably the best time to reach me. I'm also teaching the painting class after 4 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday. So I'm Tuesday, Thursday is a good day for you guys if you want to get a hold of me. Other than that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, probably not so much. Okay, so try to I try to divide my time. I'm hoping that you guys can do the same. So preferred methods of communication: school email, and of course the inbox function on Canvas. I used to have, what is that? I used to have Remind. I don't know if I really want to use that anymore, because I feel like I need to, again, the office thing wasn't really working out for me. Students were emailing me, messaging me, random times, in the middle of the night, things like that. And I was like, okay, I don't need that anymore. So yeah, email's probably best, and just through Canvas. So online class attendance and participation policy requirements. Students will be marked present by participating at least 2 times per week via Canvas. So the following methods will be used to document student participation. the submission of works. It can include online assignments, projects, web critiques, peer reviews, et cetera. Usually for this class, I do the participation by the quizzes and the submission of your works and the discussion board responses. So if you miss out on these things, you can be marked late or be marked absent. And so you're probably wondering, why do we have to do participation and attendance in an online class? Because the school, they want us to document the amount of interaction that we are having with our students. So if students are only logging in once a week, then that doesn't really show that they are being active. So try to be on top of that. So if you miss a quiz or if you miss a deadline, mark you absent. Okay, I do be on top of that. Okay, so let's see what else. So check out these things that I'm typing out. Make sure that your responses are meaningful. Yes, I learned a lot about that during the first transition, when they basically forced us to teach everything online. And the students, they were so bad at leaving each other feedback. They weren't even, constructive or anything. So I'm gonna, I'll dot points if they just leave a really simple answer like very good or good job. You have to, be a little bit more articulate. You are in college now, right? So, contribute to the class. Be a good classmate. Okay, so students are only allowed 3 absences per semester. Okay, so again, try to be on top of the assignments and the deadlines. So when it comes to these deadlines, here is my late work policy. So projects and online assignments are due on the assigned due date, as stated per assignment. Failure to submit work before or on the due date will result to an automatic 20%. So if you miss the deadline, usually it's 11:59 p.m. on a certain day. If you turn it in at 12 a.m., it'll be 20% off. You'll get an automatic 20% off the total, the possible score you can get. So that's a big deduction. There are some classes, there are some teachers that don't even allow late work. So so there's an automatic 20%, and then for every additional day that it is not submitted, another additional 20% will be added. So you basically have 5 days to get some credit on that assignment. After that, you won't be able to submit for that. The window for that assignment will be closed. So again, try not to be late on the assignments. I try to pace them so that you are somewhat busy, but at the same time, you are getting work in. Okay. So for the quizzes, where's my water? I have water. So failure to take a quiz will also lead to an automatic 20% deduction. So I usually have quizzes by the end of the week, the module. If you don't take it during the week, if you take it Saturday, it'll be an automatic 20% deduction. Okay, so it'll be the same thing for the quizzes. It'll be the same policy as the assignment. So if you miss the deadline, automatic 20%, each additional date will be another 20% on top of that initial 20%. So again, take the deadline seriously. I had students try to submit work super late, and that's not really, that takes up a lot of my time. So I'm making adjustments. I'm making adjustments as every semester goes. I'm getting a little bit better at online school. So let's see. Grading is normal. So it says here, they're no longer available after 2 weeks. I'm going to delete that. Okay. You only have 5 days. So I need to change that on all of my syllabi. OMG. Okay, so grading is normal. Grades are weighted in these categories. So you have a gallery report, 10%. So 2 are required during the semester, midterm and final. Okay, so you'll also receive some points for attendance. I usually just have that there so that students can see how much, how they are doing in their own participation. You can see in your own little category. If you miss a day, you know, it'll be right away. You'll notice it'll say like 80% or something similar. So 20% of your whole grade will be based off the critique discussions. In other words, the message boards. 20% is on the quizzes. I have exams, but exams and quizzes are the same thing. So 20% is a pretty big chunk of your overall grade. I would still study for them. Use the book if you can. And so 40% of your grade is based off of the studio projects. So that is the most important part of your overall grade. So again, try not to have too many late assignments. I think that the lates are the thing that affects grades the most, because I taught this class during the summertime, and there's a lot of students that they turned in a lot of really good work, but then they're late, you know, they're late 2 days, 3 days. And so they end up getting like a C in my class. And it's really because of missing the deadline. So you don't want to let that, you know, let that derail you from doing well. So students with disabilities, if you are a DSPNS student, you probably have some sort of documentation that you can email to me saying that these are the accommodations that you need. For many cases, students, DSPNS students need more time to take their quizzes. Other than that, you know, let me know what the accommodation may be. So again, let me know right away. I had students that gave me their DSPNS documentation, you know, midway through the semester, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help them because they already took, you know, like 2 or 3 quizzes, and then they can't make those up anymore. So, or I can't retest them. So again, make sure that I get a hold of those notifications if you have them for me. Let's see, Canvas. Let's see, you guys probably know these things already. Make sure that you have stable internet. Students are responsible for being able to, you know, complete their quizzes without too many interruptions. So I had students, they'll email me, you know, my email was down while I was taking the quiz, but you know, on my syllabus, it states this. Make sure that you have stability during that time. And you know, for this class, you only have 2, you know, semi big exams, the midterm and the final. You know, it should be quite doable. So the outline, I'm not gonna explain all of this because these are the things that we are gonna talk about in class. Okay, and so that is it for this syllabus for the drawing classes, the beginner and intermediate. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope that you get to know the syllabi well, because there is a quiz on that. So thanks for listening, and looking forward again to this semester.